So, I've been starting a workout plan on January 1st, 2016. It's a new year. It is a new me. It's a 30-day workout plan. I'm doing Flystrong, so I'm working on more like handstand type work with it's on the Codyapp, and it's called Flystrong, and Dylan Werner is the guy that like teaches you like how to do different moves, and he goes over things like wrist health, strength basics, forearm standing, handstand foundations, and I'm like day 8's gonna be tomorrow. I finished day 7 today, and it goes for 30 days, and that's really been like a cool thing, a thing where I've had to build up my motivation, and I get to see my progress. I always like doing these. I take pictures of like each day, so like I can see progress, and I'm very like much into that, into like the transformational type things, and it just motivates me to do more. And on this app you show other people like how you're doing, what you're doing. You can like comment. It's kind of like it's a smaller community than Facebook, but it's like Facebook for like people that work out and like get fit, and I really enjoy it. So I got Flystrong 2 and Flystrong 3, which is after. I'm just taking it how it goes. I'm not like expecting that I can do like everything in it, and that's how you really have to approach it. You're not going to be perfect with it, but you can always build your strength. Like I know that I feel like my arms and my body, like the back of my body and like my arms are very much sore, and like I know that I'm working it out. And that's how you build strength. So I've been keeping track of that, and I have like journals that I've started specifically for certain subjects and certain projects and certain goals that I want to reach. One of it is about, it's like saving money and kind of like going into what my thoughts are, because I've asked myself the questions like, why do I spend money? Like, what am I trying to get from certain things? I have to like really be like wise right now about everything, and it's like when I'm buying something, like what am I really getting out of it? And then it's kind of like going over like, what do I really want? Like, these are questions that I'm asking myself, and I'm journaling them down. So some of the answers to my questions for like what I really want is to attain my goals, to get farther in my studies and get certificates, like actually earn certificates and go farther in my studies for what I've started. To have balance between eating habits, work, and personal life, and to acquire peace of mind, and then I worded this interestingly. I said a clean, usable environment to not worry about, and live in efficiently and functionally. And like, that's like what I'm working towards. Another one, I got like another journal, and this is like my apartment search journal. I've never lived by myself, and that sounds really kind of crazy for my age, but there's like different reasons. one of them was that like I didn't want to be like alone. Another one was like trying to save money, and then another one was like kind of like what's the point, because I could just be at home because there's extra space anyway. Like my mom is not here anymore, so it's kind of like who's gonna use, if there's a house, who's gonna like be using the house kind of thing. So there's different reasons for that, but I just feel like there's certain things that are important to me that I have to that's a goal that I'm trying to reach, and I don't know if it's going to happen within a year or within 6 months, or if I'm going to find the right place for me that's like within my budget, but it is something that I'm scared, because I think part of it is like subconsciously, I mean, I've dealt with a lot of death, and it's kind of like the unknown. The unknown is a very interesting thing. It's a scary thing, but yet it's a fun thing at the same time, and that's what I'm dealing with, is an unknown factor. Within my 27 years, I've never moved into an apartment or moved anywhere else, and that was just for the reasons that I had mentioned, but I have different sections, like what's important to me, and trying to build like my space around that, like yoga and cooking, and like having a bathtub for baths, having like a porch area or outdoor area, just not like crazy amazing, but like just something that I can build my life around is like what I want. So I have that written down, as well as like questions to ask, and like just little places to write reviews of apartments with like seeing them. And again, that's a work in progress. It's not going to happen overnight. I have to feel comfortable, and I have to feel like I can do it. So, because I don't want to fail, but that's that one. And then I also have, this is an interesting one. This is like invention ideas. So like I was writing down like problems and solutions. There's things like I've had problems with, and just writing down like problems, like my things that I've thought of. I just look at something and I'm like, okay, like what problem do people have with this, or like what problem have I had with it? And like I just come up with like solutions. I have like all these different like writings in here for like invention ideas, which are kind of cool. Like you can submit them to like different places, and so I kind of I just thought of like a problem, but I have to like work it out to see like how that would go. But yeah, I mean, there's that. And then I also like made up sheets. Like last year I wrote down goals that I want to attain, and I wrote down like subdivided sheets, like a time accountability sheet, and like this is for each like week, and I started it this week. So it's like, what were you doing? And I'll just like write it down, like cleaning, or cleaned up my car, or whatever I was doing, like the time, and then like how I feel about it, so like I can like pinpoint like, do I feel good about this? Do I want to keep doing this, or do I want to take it out of my life, kind of thing. So there's that. And then saving money. I wrote down ideas for cutting down costs, and like also low costs or free ideas to utilize my time. So I have this saving money sheet, and I wrote down ideas for cutting down costs, and Also low cost or free ideas to utilize my time so that I can either better myself or just, not use up a lot of money. Because that's where I'm at right now. So just things that I can do, just simple things like listen to music or take baths or read or getting fit or something to improve my life overall. That's what I wrote on there. And then I have something called the splurge sheet too. And this is all just my own thoughts on like how I can control my life, like not control it, but like how can I take control of it so that it can be like more of like what I want. So my splurge sheet is like I wrote down things that I wanted. I didn't necessarily like go out and get it, but it's things that I want that I have written down. And then I have like other ways to pay for it other than my main job right now, my main full-time job, because all that money needs to go to certain things right now. So I either need to like save it or use it, for practical things like food and gasoline and that stuff. So I came up with ways to pay for it, and it's like I wrote down a note that said, think, spend it or put it in savings account. How useful will the item be to you, and is it that worth it to buy it? So it's kind of like reflecting to myself, like, what do I really need to use this item for, and kind of like reflecting into its usability in my life. And I've had to kind of force myself to look at that. So there's that one. And then I wrote this other sheet down, and it says ways to stay away from negativity and increase energy. I wrote down a column, what have you been doing, and then has it worked, and then how do you feel. So drinking water, has it worked? Yes. I wrote down I felt better clear-headed, and then I took a bath, and I said yes, because it's worked, and I felt like the stress had been pulled away from me. So it's kind of to hone in on like what I'm actually getting, like, because I'm getting something from like my time and what I'm doing. It's not like I don't necessarily need to have money to pay for a service to make me feel better. Like, this is something I can do on my own time that I can feel better from. So I also have something called my weekly money accountability sheet that I wrote down. I have a column for spending, saving, and then like the reasons why I spent money for certain things. This is kind of look at what I can tweak. So there's that one. I also have like income, a sheet for income. I have a column for actual income and then income ideas, and I wrote down some things that I can like branch off from. And then I have my goals progress sheet. This is all my goals from like last year that have been going. I've really like honed in on it and been like, yeah, I need to like do this, not just look at it on my wall. It's all typed out, it's all on my wall, but yeah, like one of my goals is get a place to live. And it's like I have like a column like what have you done and then why. So like decluttering my room. It's like what have I done? Why have I done it? And then acquiring more funds in my savings account. That's why I wrote like a journal to like kind of pinpoint like my feelings and like kind of like journal specifically like what I'm getting, and like it's like separating out like the thing from like fantasy to like actuality, and like that's what all this stuff is for. It's like I tend to be like in a dreamy state a lot, so this is really kind of bringing me to like reality and trying to like get things right with my life. And it's like hard for me, but it's very much needed. And then so like the thing that I haven't really realized that I've done is like I've worked a lot on finding a guy that aligns with what I want, like doing things toward that direction. Like I've spent like all my energy and time into like doing that rather than like working on this other stuff. So like it like makes me like I look at this and I can tell like in my mind like I haven't been doing anything because that person isn't here yet, but I've actually been doing like a lot, and then things haven't worked out and I just like wasted my time. So this almost feels like I've wasted hours and hours of myself talking to guys and stuff, and it's just like more of like a hobby rather than being like serious. And I mean, that's why I started all these things, is to kind of like focus myself and focus on my goals. And I have been doing a lot. I've been cleaning, I've been tracking and analyzing my spending and really keeping tabs on myself, because I'm the one that there's a quote on my wall that says it only takes one person to change your life, and that's you, and that's true. And no one else can do that. And I just have all these quotes on my wall, and I'm gonna read some of my quotes. So Lao Tzu, he says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And then Gautama Buddha, who says the mind is everything, what you think you become. And he also says, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, which, I mean, I am dreaming of the future, so I guess I can be accused of that, but his whole quote goes, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. So my present moment is about the here and now. What am I doing to get to where I want to be? So that's what I'm really trying to get a handle on here, and that's my new start. It's part of my new year, and we'll see how far I can go with that. So I feel pretty good. I feel confident in what I'm doing. This is a whole new thing for me, but I've been staying true to like my feelings and my decisions. So I really hope that there's rewards and payoff, and I look forward to seeing what those are.